Hello, Grissom Choir. This is Level 3.1 Music Theory Review. First concept in 3.1 is our first and second endings. So the endings and the order of performance with various road signs. So let's take a look at this example. On this example, there is a bracket with a 1. There is a bracket with a 1 up underneath it, as well as a bracket with a 2 up underneath it. That is what we call our first and second ending. We only do what is up underneath one bracket one time. After we go that first bracket on the first ending, we'll bounce back to the backwards facing repeat signs and then sing those measures again following into the second ending. Let's look. If we were singing along, we would sing measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, measure 4, measure 5, measure 6, measure 7. We'd go to the end of measure 7. We would follow the repeat signs, go all the way back to the beginning of measure 3. We would sing measure 3 to measure 4 to measure 5 to the end of measure 6. Since we have already sung measure 7 in the first ending, we will then jump over to the second ending, which is measure 8. Then we would sing measure 8 to measure 9 to measure 10 all the way to the end. On the test, it will ask you to write the order of the measures of which you will sing. So on the test, you would write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. That is the concept of our first and second ending. Moving on to this next concept, we have two new rhythms that we need to learn. Our dotted eighth note, followed by a 16th note. So the dotted eighth note would get the 1 or the 2 or the 3 or the 4, based on what beat that beginning eighth note falls on, the dotted eighth note. And then we have a 16th note at the very end, so we would call that This next example, a dotted quarter note to an eighth note, that would be 1 and. Both of these are very similar, except for the 1 is quicker. The 1 would be 1 and the dotted quarter note to the eighth note would be 1 and. So let's look at these in relation to counts. C in our rhythmic time signature means that we are in the most common time, 4/4 time signature. So this first measure, we would go 1 and, remembering that 2 is inside of that dotted quarter note. This beat would have to be 3, This beat would have to be 3 because that is what comes after the 2 and. This was our new rhythm that we just learned, that new rhythm being 1, So with the 16th note, we would put right here. The next note has to be 4, followed by Second measure, that second rhythm that we learned, 1 and then you know these next 4 notes, 3 and 4 and. Last measure, 1 We must remember that these are 16th notes, and these 16th notes get 2 E and 3 4. This entire line would be 1 and 3 4, 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 2 E and 3 4. Take the time right now, pause the video, do this second line of examples. When you're ready, play the video, we'll see if you get them right. First example on this second line, 1 and 3 4, 1 and 2 3 with a dash, or 3 with the parentheses, or you can just leave it as 3. last measure, 1 E and 2 3 and, remembering that that 4 is encapsulated in that dotted quarter note on the third beat. This entire line would be 1 and 3 4, 1 and 2 3, 1 E and 2 3 and. That is everything that is on Music Theory Level 3.1.